This is Andy Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by promoter Eddie Hearn here in Manchester. Eddie, good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastically well, Andrew. I'm very much looking forward to this fight on Saturday night. I think it's a tremendous main event with a spiffing undercard of domestic firecrackers. And then I'm looking forward to popping on the plane over to Riyadh for the last crescendo, which will be a night for the ages.
A busy couple of weeks that lie ahead for us then, Eddie. Let's just start off with Catterall Barboza. An adamancy on both teams' behalf, so it ends within the distance. Obviously, you're there backing Jack. What makes you so confident in your behalf that Jack can stop Arnold Barboza Jr.?
I think Jack hits much harder than people think. I mean, you see him drop a lot of fighters and hurt a lot of fighters. Sometimes he doesn't close the show, but if Arnold's going to be aggressive in this fight, which I think he will be, then I think Jack can stop him. But it's a brilliant fight. I mean, Barboza's 31-0. Jack really should be undefeated. He should also be an undisputed champion. And when you look at his resume, I know a couple of years ago Linares, was at the end of his career, but Linares, Josh Taylor victory, Regis Prograis victory. If he beats Barboza, you can't really deny him the world championship. And the winner of this fight, being for the interim championship, could well become elevated to full champion, depending on what happens with Teofimo.
On the theme of Teofimo, obviously, I saw the reports earlier this week and about Alcatraz. He's being explored for himself. Obviously, I've seen Turki El Sheikh will be involved in that. What can you tell me? What do you know about that?
Yeah, I mean, these are conversations we had probably 3 months ago. His Excellency had the idea to do fights at unique, London Bridge, Alcatraz, Times Square you've got coming up. Yeah, I mean, when the gate is not relevant in terms of its financial input, you really can do whatever you want. Now, I do like live crowds, but also imagine the attention and drama that something like Alcatraz would bring to the sport of boxing. So these guys have a vision beyond anything I've seen before, but they also have the ability and the purse strings to make it happen. No promoter can really say, what we're going to do is we're going to do a fight in Alcatraz, a fight that would generate $4, $5, $10 million at the gate. Don't worry about that. We're just going to do it in Alcatraz instead. Do you know what I mean? But they can. And it's wonderful for boxing. I mean, it's going to bring unique eyeballs to the sport, and long may it continue.
The opponent for that, let's say if that was to be pursued and actually come to fruition, where or who are they looking at for potential opponents?
As I understand it, Richardson Hitchins, who's obviously with us, and we'll talk next week about that, could be the winner of this fight. I mean,
put that to Jamie. He said that if it's June, July time, Jack would be.
Yeah, and June I think is probably the date that it will fall. So we'll have to see what happens. But I do know that the winner of Catterall Barboza is going to be in a golden position.
Just away from his card and away from all things Teofimo Lopez, this past weekend, Richardson continues to keep that winning run going.
Yeah, the last dance. It's like, like the DJ when they go, one more, we want one more. That's what it'll be like with Derek for the next 10 years. I wasn't sure he'd beat Otto Wallin, if I'm honest, and it was a bit of a weird performance from Otto, but I think a lot of it was because he was just overwhelmed by Dell, and that's what Derek does. I thought he boxed really well. Who knows what he's going to do next? I don't know the answer, but I don't think Derek's going to retire till he gets bashed up, because while you're winning and you love it, it's very difficult to walk away.
In his post-fight interview, he mentioned Alexander Usyk, Daniel Dubois, and your man Anthony Joshua. I know AJ and Derek have a good personal relationship, but what are your thoughts? Just completely out of.
I've never thought about the fight because they're mates. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I think that's never one that I would probably go to AJ and go, what about Derek? But who knows? They might be having a meal one day and go, what do you reckon? Do you fancy a little roll around for a few quid at a stadium? I mean, you heard the reaction in the arena compared to the other two. I don't think so. But that, the only people that could make that fight are them two. I wouldn't get involved in that.
On the theme of heavyweights, Whyte-Joyce announced, and get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think it's quite intriguing. I mean, I think both guys. Joe, how do I put this respectfully? Both guys are done at world level, in my opinion. I think, and for Dillian, who we like, it's a mixture of the inactivity and the age, and but he's still a handful, and he can still be in great fights. So therefore, in that respect, I think it's a good matchup. You know, I mean, it's not a match-up where you're going to watch two of the best heavyweights in the world, but you're going to have a lot of fun. I mean, look at Joshua-Chisora. Like, that was just, like, ugly, great, exciting, you know. And I think this will be as well. I think it's two big lumps that will knock holes in each other. And, you know, it's a really good card of heavyweight action.
Queensbury announced Cacace would. Now, two things on that. Obviously, Leigh Wood, somebody you previously worked with, and obviously Anthony Cacace held the IBF title, who you wanted to face your man Sugar Nunes. Not going to be the case now, obviously he's vacated. Just your take, firstly, why you never maybe pursued another deal with Leigh Wood, and then also his decision, that's Cacace's decision to vacate his IBF strap.
Just couldn't agree to money with Leigh, to be honest. I mean, when he vacated the World Championship after beating Warrington, we tried to make the Warrington rematch, but we lost money on Warrington Wood one. So he wanted more money for the next fight because he won. And we wanted to actually pay him a little bit less because we lost money. And it was like, we never fell out. It was just that we got to, you know, the numbers have got to make sense for us. But everyone, like, you know, Queensbury are starting on the zone. You want to maybe invest a little bit more to have that good start, and maybe they are prepared to lose some money on Leigh Wood. We've done that over the years, and we came to the end of that period. And Leigh, we had a great run with Leigh. I mean, you know, the Lara fights, the Conlon fight, the Warrington fight, great bloke. I wish him all the best. I can't support the fight because it leaves a bad taste in the mouth that Anthony Cacace never fought Sugar Nunes, because he beat Joe Caldina, which was a massive win for him. And he should be looking to unify the division in the biggest fights in the sport, and you got to fight your mandatory. And by the way, Nunes, Wood Cacace is a good fight, by the way. Nunes Cacace is absolute filth, X-rated filth. He could win that fight, Cacace, but if he won that fight in Belfast, his next payday will be huge. Now he's got to fight for the IBO. He's not a world champion anymore. But I get it. He's probably making another 100 grand. Good luck to him. You know, that's where he's at. And Leigh can punch, but he's not as dangerous at this stage in his career as Sugar Nunes.
Just one final one from me, Eddie. When we spoke last week, you said that by all accounts, Canelo versus Jake Paul was done. Obviously, he's come out now, Canelo-Crawford, and a multi-fight deal for Canelo with Turki Al-Sheikh, and that goes out in Saudi. Just your understanding of how it all unfolded, and do you think Canelo played Turki at all to get a better deal for himself?
No, I don't. I mean, as I understand it, the fight was agreed. You know, they were pitching it to broadcasters. Broadcasters were making offers for the fight, but it wasn't signed in its entirety. And I think one of the problems is, you know, His Excellency's paying up for Crawford against Canelo, and then all of a sudden he's got Canelo fighting Jake Paul. A few months before, he probably wasn't happy with that, but one of the issues was that His Excellency wasn't offering Canelo a fight in May. So Canelo's thinking, well, I got a fight in May. He's been offered, I don't know, 80 million, whatever it is, 100 million to fight Jake Paul, and probably thought, oh yeah, I'll have some of that. I'll beat Jake Paul up, then I'll fight Terence Crawford. And His Excellency came in and went, no, I don't want you to take that fight. I'll give you a fight in May. And then it all came together. So who knows?
Eddie, I appreciate your time, and I'll see you on Saturday.
Thank you.